First up, we're going to start recording this time, unlike last time. So just for me in the future, editing this for the YouTube video. Hi there, smiley face YouTube viewers. This is Shaydaan's run. Poggers! Okay, anyway. Last time I forgot to start recording at the beginning of Blip's run, which was kind of stupid, but... Oh, the cap throw. Can I ask, because this is never a good sign. Do you start your rolls with a motion shake? Can you please stop doing that? Okay, thank you. You literally get nothing but those stupid cap throws all the time. Buttons, you have so much more precision and there's less opportunities for things to go wrong. Whereas with motion controls, it's not the same story. Yeah, look, this isn't a great Cap Kingdom. I didn't want to say anything. I was just kind of gonna let it slide, you know? Yep. Cap Kingdom? Yup. So this beginning movement in Cascade Kingdom, it might look scary, but it's really not. You can roll 5 times here, including the first one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, the awkward thing about this layout is that, like, I take up a good, like, chunk of this Odyssey gameplay right now, and all this space over here is just, like, dead space. What do I even... How do I, like... Wait a minute. Just play it like this, smiley face. Just collapse chat. There we go. Look at that. Was that a shake? Was that another shake? Am I witnessing another shake? After I don't shake, dude. You would have seen me say this to Blip before you did this PB, because this is recent. You would have known. Don't heckin' shake, man. Service New South Wales. Please don't visit communities on the New South Wales to Victoria border. If you live in a border community, do not travel to other parts of New South Wales. Okay. Oh, he tried to do the... Oh, you talked to fucking talking to. That's awkward. I've never done that. Yike. Okay, so during this movement, right? When you get in a situation like this, where you've missed the seed, right? It is not ideal for you to just keep flailing around randomly and hoping for the best. This is a part of the movement where now you have to turn your camera, because this seed sometimes can kind of act like a moon, in the sense of if the camera cannot see it, it kind of just doesn't, like, exist. Sometimes you'll be able to do it, sometimes it just won't work, and you'll just be doing God knows what. Just turn the camera around, see what you're doing, fix what is happening, because you're just wasting like 3 seconds here before you finally pop the seed, which is obviously not helpful. Oh, this is your first time doing DSTA. I see. It is going to be awkward as hell for a long time. All right, so you don't know the strats, so I can tell them to you here. Rolling there is perfectly fine, but this one, spin pound. And the reason you spin pound for this one is because when you get the moon, Mario faces the camera, right? So when you fall, you have to land, then turn Mario, then roll. So you might as well just spin pound, go straight away. And then if you're a speedy gamer, what you can also do is you spin pound to the side, and then once you're about here, you roll cancel into the door. That way you can open the door just like ever so slightly faster. This is like, you know, tiny optimizations, but like, yeah, it's helpful. Because you see you roll boosted there, which means you were rolling into the door for like half a second before Mario actually started opening the door. Whereas if you roll cancel into it, it's like instant. Adjust your camera. You now have to turn. You dove the wrong way because you didn't move your camera. Don't triple jump. I'll say it a million times if I have to. You don't need to triple jump there. Just roll boost again. So what is up, purple? Now we doing... Wow, where the heck are you going? All right, dude. You tried, I guess. Triple jump is always faster. Incorrect. Okay, so when you're in a spot like this, right, where you've hacked up this Bullet Bill minute, right, and Bullet Bill is now going to kill itself. Feels bad, man. Instead of making a direct line for this moon, you're now in backup mode, right, which means you need to not go as optimal as possible to this moon. You actually need to do the whole piece of movement as optimal as possible, which means you need to spawn a new Bullet Bill. If you go straight for this moon, this Bullet Bill does not spawn, because its cooldown hasn't happened yet, and you're over here, and this Bullet Bill spawns by proximity. So what you should do instead is come over to this platform, just jump up here, and then curve back into the moon, and then a Bullet Bill will spawn earlier. This is like a tiny, well, it's probably not even tiny. This probably saves you like a second or two, because otherwise you get this moon, then you have to come back, then you have to wait for it to spawn, then you can capture it, which is obviously just a waste of time. That, or you could just stand at the edge of that platform back there, wait for it to spawn, then do, you know, dram, if you will. Watching for Tom's art skills. Yep. I could draw pretty PogChamp lines, dude. Don't spin pound there. All right, so it is not beneficial for you to spin pound in this scenario. And the reason for that is because you have to wait all the way until Mario hits the floor. And then you spin, then you go forward, right? As opposed to if you just turn Mario around in midair and then dive, you end up going further, faster. You know, the ideal strat here at like a high top level is to turn the camera so it's facing the other way, but that's disgusting because you can't see what you're doing. But even still, spin pounding here is just not the play. Most of the time when you're in situations like this where you're in the air and there's just flat surface around you, it's never really the strat to spin pound. There's only like a couple places where it is. Cutscene skips, gamers, pay attention. Dr. Zeus SMO speedrunning tutorial. Dude, you can't just out myself and Tyrone's plans for the future. What the heck? There was a little bit of unnecessary movement here, and this is likely just because you weren't really paying attention, but you don't need to turn around before you jump. Like, sure, this is probably the tiniest of time loss, but like, you know, you don't really need to do that. Dude, you didn't watch my improve your speedruns video. What the heck? Dude, doesn't know about the bunny, man. Doesn't know the bunny strat. What the heck? Okay, so first, there is something that I do want to touch on here, right? The reason that the bunny didn't manip the way that it normally does, just in case you don't know, is because you're too far to the right. Okay, so the bunnies normally run away from you, right? Sometimes bunnies are just stupid, so can't really know for sure, but they normally run away from you. And ideally for this movement, right, we want them to run this way. So to do that, you have to approach it from the left side, which is obviously how the movement normally goes, right? So the reason that the bunny ran to the left is because you are all the way over here and you're approaching it from this direction. So the bunny hits its spot and then it sees you're coming from this way and it runs this way. So yeah, you got an awkward angle when you grab the rock, but if you wanted this to still work, instead of cutting across the rock, you still have to do the movement normally and you have to come this way. Or if you're stuck in this position and the bunny runs away, do what I mentioned in my improve your speedrun video and ignore the bunny and just move on. Grab this moon, then come back for the bunny. Because you can stun the bunny with Cappy, but you can't throw Cappy at the bunny while you've got a fucking rock in your hand, you know what I mean? If you miss the bunny, ignore it. Move on. Oh my god, okay, we're going this way. I thought that was an accident. You don't need to come at this moon from head on. Oh, moon? This area, I guess. That is not the line that you want, right? You can come at this area the same way that we do to go up to tree route, right? You can cut across here. Yeah, it's a little bit tighter, but if you go this way, you can still get a triple jump off like sort of here-ish and get up like normal or without a wall jump. If you're gonna go this way and do it this way, right? And hit this piranha boy first, which is obviously the strat. Cut this bounce here. I know we talk about cap dives being stupid, but this is a necessary one, right? Cap throw this way and dive this way and then land here. Or, you know, in this general vicinity. Because you can set up the movement like we normally do it in this general area, right? So as opposed to going all the way around here, then making your way over here and having zero momentum, if you knock this piranha, then cap dive this way, you can land here, long jump, land on the other platform, jump around the corner, keep all your momentum, the same way that everybody, well, not everybody else, but like, you know, people higher up do the movement, right? You know, like I can't get mad at somebody for not doing the more optimal movement, especially when, you know, we're at this level, we're still learning the game. That's fair. But any chance that you can get to get closer to the optimal movement is beneficial, right? There's a reason that it's optimal. So just cut out this is basically what I'm trying to say, because you lost all your momentum, then you cap dive, which kills your momentum again. Then you turn the corner, hit the wall, lose your momentum again, and then have to do a really slow triple jump to make your way to the nut. Any chance we can avoid resetting our momentum to zero, the better. Use the Twitch to grow the YouTube, then eventually use the YouTube to grow the Twitch. Top tier plays. I mean, that's pretty much what we've already done. We got that initial boost, and then we're just profiting. absolutely profiting. We're not profiting, gamers. We've made 20 cents on YouTube. See, this is a good way to do this movement. I didn't put it in the video for blip, but that is a good way to get under there without having to neutral bounce. Pog you. Don't spin pound there. Look, please don't spin pound there. Remember when we were doing Blip's run and he spin pounded at the end, like coming out of forks, and I said that throwing in spin pounds in areas you don't need to just adds room for failure? That's the exact same thing here. You're on a cycle anyway. You have to wait for this platform anyway. It doesn't matter if you get on this platform 0.3 seconds faster. All you're doing by adding a spin pound is just making your life harder, because not only do you sometimes end up spin pounding the wrong way, but you also have to deal with the fact that you might get dropped inputs or just stupid stuff like that. Just heckin' roll and then long jump straight away. So this is the same thing that I brought up the other day. Obviously, you kind of missed the like fireball things, so I guess it kind of makes sense why you weren't really aiming for Wiggler, but you should be shooting like now, because by the time, or even before then actually, because by the time, you know, he actually spawns in, your thing has to still get to him, you know? And the reason that you missed a few of them is because of the fact, like, if you shoot too early, or too late, sorry, and you miss, like, these 4, that means you have to deal with them later, which is obnoxious, because having split up pieces of Wiggler is obviously not what you want, because it increases the likelihood of you having to 3-cycle. So being able to get early hits on Wiggler is incredibly beneficial for getting all of him. But this pattern was incredible. Like, this pattern was PogChamp. Like, if you had hit him early, knocked off that one, and then just going boom, 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 clean Wiggler. Actually, like, this pattern is PogChamp RNG. It happens, dude. This is an ideal situation to be in. Skip the cutscene. Ah! All right. So you know how in Sand Kingdom I talk about, like, not triple jumping unnecessarily? This is another one of those instances. Like, think to yourself, why would you ever, in this piece of movement, need to be this high? You don't. In fact, you need to be, like, here, right? So going all the way up here, pointless. Waste of time. Instead, smack in an extra roll boost. The maximum jump that you want to do here is a double jump. And even then, it's like a short hop. The way that I normally do this is I normally get in 4 roll boosts. Sometimes you can even hit 5 in, but that's kind of pushing it a little bit. 4 roll boosts, single jump up here, double jump up, and then over. Then obviously throw Cappy back, get in the corner, get the moon, then whoop! The triple jumping here is the same as in Sand Kingdom. Like, you're just going more vertical than you need to. Like, way more vertical than you need to. So the reason that this didn't work, just in case you don't know, is because this pole legitimately does not exist unless you can see it. 100% of the time, if this pole is not on camera, like on your screen, it does not exist. The game just Cappy will never home in on it. You need to adjust this camera like more this way. Turn it around, because unless you do, this strat here will never work. It is one of those things that no one ever really explained to anyone, but I kind of just eventually figured out myself. If you don't adjust the camera, you're just gonna be in for a bad time. That one's an easy fix, you know, just turn the camera a little bit more and then you'll have a fun time. Oh, hey, nah, you backflipped too late there. You were close, you almost did it. You didn't turn the camera, gamer. For this moon, your best bet is to always adjust your camera straight down. That way the moon spawns in as early as possible and you don't go straight through it. I promise, it's always the play. Yeah, so I'm sure you're aware, and if you're not, moons in this game, ones that are already spawned in at least, have a pretty high likelihood of not existing in the game unless they're on camera, right? Because, you know, we're playing on a Switch here. They need to do as much as they can to optimize frames and stuff, right? So even when it does come on a camera, there's normally a little bit of a delay between when it can be seen and when you can actually interact with it. You know, people normally experience this in Cascade first, on the Cliff Moon, like after you fight Madame Brood, because most people don't adjust the camera beforehand. This one's another one that I think a lot of people don't realize the same thing is happening. You know, you will see top players when they do that movement, you know, like the backflip dive, their cameras are like facing the floor. And we do that because facing it down like that makes the moon visible as soon as possible, which means you will never go through it. Thumbs up, PogChamp. Xbox, yo, Pog, is rating me and my humble Twitch stream. Xbox, shouldn't you be working on a new weekly dose of SMO? Get out of here. See, this is probably one of those things where in your brain you're like, yeah, I'm cutting across everything, which means my lines are optimal. I mean, sure, technically your lines are better, but your movement is slow. Long jumps, cap throws, cap dives, gut your momentum. Take your momentum from like 100 and put it at 0. The whole idea is to avoid this stuff, not do it as much as possible. This is just not... Don't long jump there. You should have roll boosted again. Then jump out. Look, long jumps are just up. Oh, wow, okay. Captain Toad wants to talk to you. That's weird, but sure. Why did you cap throw there? That would have worked. Gamer. One, why are you cap diving? Just dive. Two, just dive. Oh, wow. Listen, you will never see me roll boosting down this hill, and what just happened to you is the exact reason why. Plus, you don't even want to be roll boosting down hills anyway. It's pointless. Just roll. Just go down and roll. Otherwise, you're going to get stupid boosts. You're not going to be able to adjust your angle if you're heading straight for the door, or the wall, sorry. Just roll down that hill. There's no need to roll boost there. It does not benefit you in, like, any way. Listen, pipe sloping is fast, but if you're going to do it like this, you honestly might as well just short hop onto it and just hold the crouch button. You really don't save all that much time from doing a pipe slurp, especially when you have to ground pound like that. Dude, any percent is dangerous. Why would you cap throw? That cap throw benefited you literally 0%. It did nothing for you. All you did is just lose like 0.3. Getting out of a habit of cap throwing when you don't need to is like incredibly beneficial, and it's not even a meme. It does wonders, I swear. You might not notice the time save, but I promise you it's there. No, Rango Room. Why would you cap throw? Dude, I don't think anyone has any idea what's going on in Rango Room. I still don't. Yeah, you shouldn't have done that. I would honestly love to know what the most optimal way to do this room is, but I don't think we'll ever know, dude. Who is telling you guys to do this? Oh, no, don't do that. No, don't do that. No. No. Listen, remember when I said you want to get as close to optimal movement as possible? Have you ever seen a top runner, after they get this moon, go over the water? No, you in fact have not. Do you know why? Because it's not fast. Not at all. I'm getting there, G. Gosh, I need the build up, man. You gotta get the prerequisite information in before you can get the main content, all right? It's hard to explain this with my pen here because the way you've done it makes it almost impossible for me to do it. So I need to pull up a run that's gonna have it properly. Watch where I go, chat. Oh, wow, Tom. That was speedy. Listen, the reason we do this, okay, is because you keep your momentum. When you do it the way that you did it and you go over the water, you can't line up with the pipe. There's just like no way. So the reason that we take this line and cut it as close as we can, because right now I still have maximum momentum because I'm still falling through the air. You cannot get any faster than this in Odyssey without like weird mechanics in the game, right? This is as fast as you can get with normal movement. And then I don't cancel that movement. I don't cancel that momentum. I'm still running at full speed, straight into the pipe, into a roll, into the pipe. Fastest way to enter the pipe. Look how speedy that is compared to, if we just take this back, dear sir. If you go over the water like this, the reason that you lose time is because you have to cancel your momentum here. You can't... Diving! And then once you fall here, you have no momentum because you're just falling straight, doing nothing. And then even if you line up with the pipe, it's almost impossible to roll into it. There's just no way to do this fast. And there's a reason that nobody does it like this. It's because it's not the play. I promise you, learning to adjust your camera as you go along with this movement makes this so much easier because you can see what you're doing, right? For this part of the movement, keep tilting your camera this way as you move this way. And then 1, you should be shaking like here and then keep going this way as the fish, but that's just like tiny bits of time saved that I understand you're not really wanting to go for because fish is dumb. And then see, you have absolutely zero information here. You cannot tell how far forward you are. You cannot tell really if you're over the mound. The only way you can tell that you're not, you can't even see the fish's shadow. You have absolutely zero information right now. All because you haven't turned the camera. Use that right thumb of yours. Knock that bad boy over. Get some visual information. See, like, you only now, after you've shaken, can you see your shadow as the fish. And even then, it's like this tiny little section on the screen. Your mound is here. You are here. Turn the heckin' camera. Get some visual stimuli for your brain to munch on, and then you'll be able to get this. PogChamp. Turn the camera up. Alright, I mean, I guess it didn't really matter anyway, but if you get too fast here, alright, and you don't turn your camera up, you will not hit this cycle, and Cappy will miss. Start turning your camera up before it becomes a problem. Avoid catastrophe. Good choice. Pogu. Long jumping there. Bad choice. Unpogu. Just jump out. Long jumping is silly. Wasting time. Don't spin pound there. You're just wasting frames. Why are you cap throwing? Dude, shade it! Bro, look at this. Why cap throw? Just dive. What? Like, what does that achieve for you? Nothing. Absolutely zero. And then you do it again. Sorry? Hello? Excuse me, sir. Don't go for dive back, Shaydaan. I love that you're like not committed to this vector. You just have no idea what's going on. No, roll. Why would you jump again? Why are you jumping everywhere? Roll. No, just roll boost. Stop jumping. Look, he listened about my lines. Pog, you do listen. Woo! Not pulling a Halo. Not pulling literally anybody ever that I've looked at so far. Pog. I listened, Peepo Pog. No, you didn't listen enough. You still skidded, dude. You still skidded. Not holding up left. Dude, I swear fireballs in this game just drift. Like in directions that they're not supposed to. They definitely just do not travel in a straight line. Okay. Oh, you almost fell, dude. Oh my goodness. Don't do that. Don't do that. Get in a corner. Oh my god, you are so lucky you didn't take damage there. Alright, so a handy little tip here, right? The safest place for you to be is not where you're standing right now. The safest place for you to be is in a corner. And you have to be in a corner in a position where both swipes as Bowser will still do damage, right? Obviously, you don't want one to be missing. But the reason you want to be in a corner is because of this meteorite that falls, you are so incredibly lucky this did not deal damage to you. I mean, obviously, it doesn't really matter because at your, like, we're talking about like 2 seconds, but like later down the line, this would just be a waste of time because you would just take damage and you wouldn't be able to do anything. Don't heckin' take unnecessary damage at pillars of all things. Clutched it, dude. It was so close. You did the thing. Pogu gamer. Big Pog. Big Frog. Congratulations on the 112.05.